Most embarrassing things. Let me think. I used to wear my glasses when we played live. I don't anymore. But we played a show in London at the Unicorn, and obviously headbanging, and my glasses went, and it came up here one time and stayed here. So like for a few seconds they were on my head here like this. I had to move them down. That was pretty embarrassing.
All right.
And I've nearly fallen over a couple of times.
And during your career as a player, as a musician, what's the most funny or the most wild backstage you ever been on?
Wild backstage?
Yeah.
Probably with the guys in Belzebong, and we played with those in May, like 7 or 8 shows, and they're just crazy. They're from Poland, and they just smoke weed and drink all the beer. Like, you've got to be really quick. You've got to be really quick, because you finish your show and they've had an hour in the backstage area while you play, and they take everything. But they're really good friends of ours. So, but yeah, they're mad.
So, what's, in your opinion, the music genre, a music style that you don't like at all? You don't like, you despise?
A music style that we don't like at all? I don't like pop music that exploits women.
All right.
You know, a lot of pop music which is not sung by, like, you know, an unattractive lady. It's always seems to be presented by some, like, stereotypical attractive woman, and it's obviously exploiting sexuality, and I think that's bullshit, and I hate the way that is marketed at younger people. Because I have a daughter, 2 daughters and a son, and I feel as if that's a threat to them growing up, and I'm really determined that they would learn that that isn't the way to live. You know, that sort of music is manufactured and prefabricated, and it's not real. It's like McDonald's food, but music, rubbish.
Have you ever thought about being a musician when you were a child?
Yeah, like when I was in my mid-teens, my parents bought me a keyboard, and I tried to learn how to play, but I couldn't really do it properly very well. So I told them that I wanted to play guitar, and they bought me a very cheap Spanish acoustic guitar. So I tried to play some songs, and then I remember talking to a friend of mine when I was learning, and I said to him, I bet you any money when I'm older I'll get to play on stage. And at that point in time, that was like a promise to myself that I would do everything I could to play live, you know, play shows live on stages. I didn't ever expect to play places like this, but I think that's really spurred me on. It's like a promise to my teenage self. So I didn't really have very high self-esteem when I was a teenager, you know, just an average kid. But I told myself back then, you can do it, and I'm doing it, so I feel really proud.
What's the record that brought you to the Doom channel?
Flooding the Weir by Slowmatics. I mentioned Slowmatics in a lot of interviews, but they were really the main band who taught me that you don't have to play big, complicated guitar solos to sound cool. Listening to that particular album back in 2006, it was a really big influence on me, because they showed me that you can play really moving music with relatively simple songs, and that really helped to form the early ideas like Krull and Satsumo and Battle in the Swamp. They were all basically, I ripped off Slowmatics with those ones, and I'd say that one was more than anything else the main influence at the beginning.
And how come you knew this record? The internet or some friends of yours gave it to you?
Well, I just started playing fuzz pedals, like guitar pedals.
Yeah.
I saw Fu Manchu, Evil Eye, off the album The Action Is Go, and I saw that at Headbangers Ball. And I started doing some research online about fuzz pedals. and I was directed to a guy called David Main, who makes pedals under the name DAM, Differential Audio Manifestations. And one of the bands who used a particular pedal of his called a Meathead was Slamatics, and David recommended them to me. So it's David really who got me onto the Slamatics through his website and the fuzz pedals he makes.
In your generation, you're a guy of I don't know years. How do you see the combination between the internet and music?
How do you mean?
Yeah, because I'm 33 years old.
Yeah.
So I lived the first years of internet, and I know that it's really important. Internet because it was faster than any other. I'm a guy who's recording cassettes from the radio to listen to it. So with internet, it's everything so easy. And I don't think, in my opinion, to listen guys like you, like Electric Wizard, if internet doesn't exist. So I would like to know in your generation.
My generation, I'd say the internet is important to finding out about new bands. But I think the best way to listen to a band is to go and watch them live, play live in a show. And obviously the internet can give you a video on YouTube, but it can't really provide that experience of discovering a new band. So I think it's important. I mean, fine, you can do a bit of some networking and find bands that way, but I think it's important to go and see them play live to get the full feeling.
Right. What are you listening to right now?
Who have we got in the van right now? We're listening to Hex at the moment in the van. Quest for Sanity. I think that's the album name. It's a really cool album. There's a song on there called Mirrors of the Past, which is a track that I first heard on Speed Cells, but Who's Dying, a compilation, speed metal compilation from the 80s.
All right.
And I discovered Forbidden on that album as well. But High on Fire, a band that we listen to a lot at the moment. Deep Purple, Weezer, Nirvana. We listen to all sorts in the van.
All right.
But on this tour, it's been mainly those bands.